talking about
I don't know what
prices
we're talking
again.
Tell me what we're talking about.
And this is another that's just ridiculous. Okay, so we get the comment all the time, yes, but Tara, you are in the United States and the groceries are so much cheaper in the United States than Canada. What a bunch of baloney. That's just ridiculous. And we got a comment from a Canadian viewer, and this is what she had to say. I'm from Ontario and just got home from Florida mid-September, and I can tell you that when you factor in all the differences in our dollars, the prices in Canada are cheaper for most things. This is a Canadian speaking. I took non-perishable food from home, but was in 4 stores, 2 different towns, to get yogurt, eggs, and milk, and I had a good look around. By the way, I cooked in our units the entire day, and we ate sandwiches on our drive there and back. We weren't eating in restaurants. We stayed in the timeshare that my dad got 30 years ago, and we stayed on my IHG points on the road. That means reward points for hotels. Prices are definitely higher than when they were in 2020, but the prices sure weren't better in Florida. Oh, and I'm driving my dad's used car, not a brand new one. I make 6 figures, but I want my mortgage paid off in 2 years and I'm expanding my business and starting a new one. You are right.
Don't let it go to your head.
Is this where I say I told you so? You need to shop the sales and save. Okay. I'm joking around. I'm trying not to be a female dog here and say, I told you so, but I told you so. Guys, it does not matter if you are in Canada or the United States. If you shop the sales, you will still get excellent deals on groceries right now.
But you see what this gal was saying? This gal from Canada was saying, look at everything she was talking about.
She was taking her food with her.
You could tell she had her finances under control.
She went to a couple of different stores.
She knew what she was doing with the finances. She knew to take,
She wasn't eating out on the road.
She had a used clunker car she was using. She knew everything about her money, what she was doing with it. She's a person, and that's what's interesting about all these comments. We get comments from people that have their money totally under control like this, are on target, getting out of debt, and they're doing just fine, finding sales and they're not coming up and saying, well, it's more expensive here than there. The people that say those types of things, once again, they're making excuses. They don't have their money in control. They have no clue about their money, where they're spending it. They really don't, not seriously.
And they don't want to. That's the big thing.
And
they don't
that's
want
why they
to.
don't want to see it. So they make the excuse. Because if I make an excuse, I don't have to admit it.
Mike and I get criticized all the time because we bought a really fancy house when we moved to Wyoming. And I'm telling you, it's huge. It's almost 5,000 square feet. I've got an acre and a half. I have a huge 1,500 square foot shop. And this house was ridiculously expensive, almost 7 figures. You know why? Because I'm driving a 20-year-old car. I do not buy bottled water. I don't go and buy I love my tea, but I don't go buy bottled tea. We pretty much don't eat out at restaurants. We used to go every Sunday after church and get Wendy's for the boys. We aren't doing that anymore. Mike and I go on a taco date where we split a meal. That's it. And the thing is, making those choices of driving the 20-year-old car is how I was able to afford an almost 7-figure house.
Yeah. The choice is yours. What do you want to spend your money on?
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
And that's what it boils down to. You are choosing to pay higher prices in Canada.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you,
because you don't
but
want
that's
to
what
bother
it is.
to go find out where to get the lower ones, or to drive to go get the lower ones.
On my $1 bread rant, you are choosing to pay $5 for a loaf of bread, $3 for a loaf of bread. Why? Because you're lazy and you don't want to do the work that's involved to do these things. I've started doing Tightwad Tuesdays. Do you know why? Because saving money is a lifestyle. I don't just go to the store with coupons to save on my grocery bill. As a matter of fact, I hardly ever use coupons. About the only time I use coupons is for cereal for Cheerios. My family just loves the name brand Cheerios. That's the only time I use coupons, just about. I mean, I'll use them occasionally, but I rarely use coupons.
Yeah.
It's about buying the $1 loaf of bread, but only eating one sandwich.
Yeah, you need to start figuring out, what can I do? Okay, so the prices are going up. Okay, so, things are going to be more. What do you do? Instead of sitting there writing comments with excuses on YouTube, get up.
Mom, tell them to keep doing it because it gives us content.
I know.
Don't tell them to stop.
I know. But instead of spending hours going through these YouTube channels, writing your comments, or on Facebook, writing your comments about how horrible your life is at this moment, get up and figure out, how can I make it better? But
they're not even shopping the ads. Instead of spending that time writing comments, you could open your grocery store's ads and see what's on sale this week pick up on your way home from work, from a job that you hate anyway.
Yeah, I know. And now this is kind of drastic, but you can think of something to do different. If your prices are so horrible where you live and you're just not going to make it, well, pack up and move. I know that sounds drastic, but I have actually moved before because I made the decision. At the time, I was living off of $500 a month. And this hasn't been like back 50 years ago either.
Yeah.
And I thought, I can't keep living where I'm at and afford, with things going up, and afford it. So what did I do? I moved to not just another state, across the country halfway,
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that so I could live on less.
And think of Turid in Norway.
Yeah.
Our viewer in Norway, we went to go visit her after we paid off our house and we celebrated. We took a 7-week European trip that we were so lucky to do. No, we saved up our money and we didn't spend it on other things.
Got everything paid off.
We met a viewer, and as we were talking to him, they drive 8 hours once a year from Norway. Has the most ridiculous grocery prices I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Norway has high grocery prices, and this was in 2019. I can't imagine what it is now. She would drive from Norway to Sweden once a year, make several trips across the border because you can only bring so much over, and they would make several trips back and forth, fill up their car and trailer with food for the year, where it was like a quarter, or I don't know, it was like a huge amount less. And it was worth it for them to take 2 days and stay in a hotel, bring a trailer with their car to get it. Now, how many people, I have never heard of anyone other than her driving 8 hours once a year to go get groceries.
And see, she was thinking of a way to fix her situation. She wasn't spending hours and hours on the internet complaining about it.
And they're on disability.
Yeah. Oh, no, they're on disability.
So all these people whining about how they're on disability and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's an excuse.
Yeah. So it's just an excuse to get by doing what's wrong.
So go ahead and comment, and we'll use your comment for the next video. Actually, somebody said, don't let the trolls get you upset. I'm not upset. What upsets me is, well, not really upsets me. It just makes me mad that people make excuses and then other people chime in and say, oh, I know, that's right, that's right, that's right. It's not right. It's a lie, straight from the pit of hell. But you keep choosing to believe it instead of changing your situation.
That's herd mentality. That is enabling people. When you jump in and say, oh, yeah, you're so right, you're enabling people to do something that's hurting them.
Yep, yeah. All right, guys, for all of you who haven't unsubscribed, go watch this video next on how to save more money.
Bye, guys.
Visit us at livingonadime.com.